Evening. It's Sunday, July 14th, 2024, and this is a commentary about what may happen next week. This next week is the precursor to the budget week. The budget is on 23rd, which is actually 10 days from now. That's a Tuesday. And let's discuss about the budget before we get into other script and other markets related uh, issues. Typically, you see the budgets. Before the budget, there is either a rally or there is selling leading into the budget. Now, if you look at last few years, when Nirmala Sitharaman was not liked by a lot of people in the market, when she presented the budget, usually her budgets have been good for the markets. There have been times when the markets reacted badly before the budget, and then it took off after the budget. Specifically, if you look at 2021, when people expected quite a few negative things, and the markets fell, and then it took off after the budget. Same thing happened in 2022, to some extent in 2023, and in 2024 also, which was an interim budget. So there is nothing like, there is any pattern which says that pre-budget it will rally and then will crash after the budget. A lot of analysts and commentators are thinking that the markets will crash after the budget. Now they may be they may be basing it on what's happened in the last 30 years. It is true that in the last 30 years, there have been only 2 years where there has been a pre-budget rally and a post-budget rally. That is in 2006, it was so, and it was another thing in another instance was in 2017. In the 90s, we have had in 1992 pre and post-budget. 94, we had a pre and post-budget rallies. So let's forget that. I'm talking of, even if you talk in the last 15, 20 years, we have had only two instances where there is a rally, pre-budget and post-budget. Generally, it has been that, there have been also instances in 2020, for instance, there was a post-budget, pre-budget fall and post-budget fall also. Same thing in 2018. So it is a mixed situation. There is no such formula that if there is a pre-budget rally, it will fall down. It has happened twice that the post-budget rally also is continued. So I don't think we should place much importance on what happens pre-budget and therefore what can happen on post-budget. I think we have to look at it in a very different manner. Before we go to that, let me just give you some fascinating things about budget, which many people may not be aware. You see, budgets have been presented since 1930s, and the union budget, of course, as far as the independent India was concerned, has been presented since 1948. So people, if you look at what the media talks of, sources tell them that these features will come in the budget, these SOPs will be given in the budget, and basically they're talking of budget leaks. Now you may be shocked or surprised to note that since 1948, when India became independent, the first budget was presented till now, there has been only one leak. That is in 1950, when Mr. Mathai was the finance minister, and somebody accused him of leaking the budget, and he resigned after presenting the budget. So all this source-based information of the leaks of the budget, they are untrue. Budget is one of the most tightly guarded document. In fact, 10 days prior to the budget date, the officials are locked in. There are no cell phones. There is a single landline as an emergency feature, which will only give them, if there is any emergency, then they are let out. All the officials are locked in, and pre-budget consultations finish 2 weeks before the budget is presented. So as of now, all the budget proposals are already there, because we are just now about 12 days, not even 12 days, 10 days before the budget. So to think that, some CNBC, for instance, is putting some ballot boxes at various theaters and asking us to vote and ask us to give some suggestions. Those suggestions are meaningless, because as far as the general, timeline, the budget is already, the numbers are already there, the proposals are already there. It is just fine tuning will be going on. So all the proposals which the finance minister or the prime minister, what they needed, the suggestions have already been taken a few days ago. So anything to ask now for any suggestions is a futile task. That's another thing which you should know. Um, and then there is something called a halwa ceremony before the budget, basically because all these guys are locked in for 10 days, so they just have this ceremony to please them and make them happy. So and also you see, why is this secrecy, I mean, how this secrecy is maintained is, prior to 1950, the budget was prepared in the Rashtrapati Bhavan. That is when the first leak took place, and then it went to another place in Delhi. And last few years, I think since about 20 years, it has been being printed in the North Block. 2 days before the budget is announced, it is printed. So you will start the printing next Sunday evening. The printing will start, or maybe Saturday evening. And so, as I said, only the finance minister and the prime minister and a few other top officials will have a knowledge about what are the numbers. So the numbers are also kept secret. It is not that everybody involved in the budget who are quarantined will be knowing the actual numbers. So that is as far as the secrecy is concerned. So nothing to worry about it. No leaks would be there. So do not believe in this source-based information. See, it is quite possible that some source-based information may come exactly, or the budget may give exactly what the source-based information is talking about, but that is more of luck. For instance, as far as I am concerned, I would think that this budget will have some proposal on monetizing the land bank of all the PSUs. Now, whether it comes right or not, we will know, but it looks a very logical expectation, because the prime minister has said that he is not going to they are not going to look at disinvestment. If you remember, in the 2024 interim budget, there were no targets set for disinvestment. So if you go by that line of thinking, then the government wants the PSUs to be self-sufficient, which means they may have to sell their assets. Now, what is their assets which they can sell? They can't sell shares to, they can't disinvest. So the only other method is to sell land. And I think that proposal may come through. The vested interest here is that I'm bullish on PSUs generally going into this budget week. So if that comes correct, it doesn't mean that that proposal has been leaked out. It is just that I have made my own assumptions. That is, land banks of the PSUs could be monetized. So that is as far as the budget is concerned. Incidentally, railway budget and the union budget were presented on 2 different days. And this railway budget is more of a legacy of the British era, when railways were very important at that point of time as far as economy is concerned, and they had a separate budget. In 2017, the railway budget was merged with the union budget. And also, for a very long time, we had the budget at 5 p.m. We used to have a pre-budget market session and a post-budget market session. In 2001, the BJP government under Yashwant Sinha, when the stewardship as finance minister, made the budget announcements beginning at 11 a.m. Then somewhere around 2015-16, the budget which was supposed to be presented on March 1st was shifted to February 1st under Arun Jaitley. So these are some interesting facts on the budget. Now, what can happen during this week is this the NFO craze. See, last month, there were 11 NFOs which garnered about 14,370 crores. Last week, I had mentioned that the numbers which were garnered by mutual funds through SIP plus NFOs was about 40,000 crores. So 14,370 crores came in through the NFOs. This right now, there are about 8 fund houses who have started their NFOs, which are now in play. So, and there are 26 schemes actually. So 8 fund houses. Now you have a balanced asset fund, a business cycle NFO, then multi-cap NFO, then you have energy opportunities, oil and gas, PSU index, and fund of fund, and tourism index. So if you observe, out of these eight, there have been you see PSU index and oil and gas, the and energy opportunities. These are the oil and gas companies will feature in this, including the multi cap and the balance advantage fund also. It may feature. So that is, I'm trying to front run that, once they collect the money, we don't know how much they'll collect, but going by what happened in June, I'm expecting that they will collect more than 15,000 crores. Why? Because June was a very difficult month because of the election results, but yet they could collect 15,000 crores. Now that the confidence is there in the market, that come what may, the market will only go up. So you will have more money flowing into NFOs this month. I'm pretty sure about it. So most of the NFOs are have already started, and they will be ending 60. That is from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. Most of the NFOs will be ending. So those NFOs which have completed, which have garnered their numbers, will now enter the market. So that is why I think that oil and gas and the energy sector stocks may do well leading into the budget. So now, also one should remember that there is really no fear about what proposals come in the budget. There is some fear mongering which is going on as far as taxation is concerned. There is no reason to believe that taxes will be increased, because if you look at the data today which has come, that income tax numbers are humongous as far as the personal income tax is concerned. So I expect that there will be some relief given to the middle class. And also, please remember, this is a semi-election budget, because what I mean by semi-election is, typically election budget is the one which happens before the Lok Sabha election. But now you are having 4 state elections in the next 3 months. So I am assuming that they will give some SOPs across the board. So I will not be surprised if actually the budget turns out to be much better than what people are expecting. So I anticipated this in 21 when the market was falling, did so in 2022, and both of the times I was proven right. And I'm hoping that I will be proven right the third time around, because not for any other reason excepting that the fundamentals don't justify a harsh budget. It doesn't. There is money from RBI, there is money from taxation, GST is doing well. So why would the government try to tax more? And also they have to go into the election. So they will give SOPs across the board, is my opinion. So all in all, what I would expect is that this time the budget week should be good. We have hit a all-time high on the Nifty. Bank Nifty is struggling, but IT index is now moving up. So next week should be a week which will be by and large positive. And we had this unfortunate news of an assassination attempt on President Trump. But I think that will be well received, because now he is completely out of danger. And also, maybe now the markets will expect that Trump will win, definitely. And Trump is good for the stock markets. So overall, I am quite bullish. And I believe that buying on decline, especially in PSU stocks, may fetch rewards. Please note, I am not a registered SEBI advisor. And please do your own due diligence. Thank you for joining me. This is Vijay here, signing off. Please share, like, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.